Florian Wirtz is a Liverpool player. Finally, we have a breakthrough. That came this morning. It is now the evening. Again, great analysis on this channel. But as soon as I woke up this morning, I knew that this one was going to happen. And I tell you for why. That is because I am off today, and big stories only happen when I am off and have plans. So I did the first story early this morning, that the deal has been done, 116 million maximum, by the way, which we'll come on to, not the 150 million euros that has been heavily banded around. It's going to be less than that. But I knew I've got plans, I've got things that I'm doing, I'm going out for the day. And normally when I have plans to go out for the day, big stories break, and there are no bigger stories than this in football right now. This is the biggest coup of the summer in football, not just in England, across the whole world. This is a statement and a half. What a signing for Liverpool. We've known for some weeks really that it was going to happen, but we didn't want to jinx it. You guys were all in my messages saying, oh, when's Wirtz going to happen? And I came on this channel time and time again and just said, guys, calm. Florian Wirtz will be a Liverpool player. And aside from a few dotting of the I's and crossing of the T's, that will be the case. And finally, we can look forward to Florian Wirtz playing for Liverpool. You guys can look forward to watching him strut his stuff on the Anfield pitch. You can look forward to him linking up with Mo Salah, to him popping up in those pockets behind defenders, creating goals, scoring goals, maybe leading Liverpool to another Premier League title, maybe being the extra piece of the jigsaw that leads Liverpool to a Champions League title as well. Now, this signing should not be underestimated. It is absolutely huge, as I said a minute ago. I think it's the signing of the summer. I don't think it'll be topped. And what a brilliant signing it is. It is an awful lot of money, but as I've said in past videos, I think it is worth every single penny. Now, I'm recording this at about 6 p.m. on Friday because I have been out all day. So if my words are a little bit jumbled, that might be the few pints of beer that I have consumed along the way. But it would be bad of me to not do a video on such a momentous occasion, because since I've launched this channel, it feels like the only thing that I've spoken about. You know, it's been driving me absolutely crazy as a journalist because I've put my neck on the line on this one. I've said on here, I've said in my articles that this will 100% happen. And there was just a niggling thing in the back of my mind, like, what if it falls through? What if Liverpool pull out? What if they don't want to pay the money after all? What if Florian Wirtz changes his mind? There was just a little bit of niggling doubt in my mind that made me worry because I have stuck my neck on the line so much. But I can now relax. I'll be going back out after I've recorded this video for a couple more beers. But Florian Wirtz is the 10th player to cost £100 million or more. And I reckon that he could go on to be the biggest hit of those. Let me read you out the previous 9. Neymar to Paris Saint-Germain, Kylian Mbappe to PSG, Philippe Coutinho to Barca, João Felix to Atletico, Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea, Antoine Griezmann to Barca, Jack Grealish to Man City, Declan Rice to Arsenal, Moises Caicedo to Chelsea. All £100 or more. Hand on heart, how many of those 9 have been a hit? Well, there's mitigating factors that you can make for a few of them. For example, Declan Rice, Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, they could still go on to be a hit, but at the moment they're not. In my book, they've not won any meaningful trophies at those clubs. Jack Grealish, of course, was instrumental in City's treble win, but since then, what has he done to justify his 100 million price tag? Not enough for me. But Florian Wirtz, he's 22. If he's at Liverpool for 10 years, he could go on to be one of the best midfielders in the world. And I think he already is, by the way. He could go on to be one of the poster boys of football, not just in the Premier League, but across Europe. And I just think this is a brilliant bit of business. Now, it's been going on for a while. It seems a lifetime ago since I was sat on Brighton Beach with the waves crashing against the rocks and the seagulls swooping around me. And I said, I've got a sneaky feeling about Wirtz. I think that morning actually someone said just keep an eye on this one, it's not as clear cut as you think, but I didn't want to stick my neck too much on the line then. Going forward a week, I did stick my neck on the line. I said he was going to end up a Liverpool player, and it has felt like a lifetime. I was just waiting and waiting and waiting for that breakthrough. Obviously, we had the here we know the other day, but this one is a proper here we go, or a proper there we land, or whatever you want to say. And Wirtz will be a Liverpool player soon. Medical not booked in yet, but it will be happening soon. Wirtz is on holiday, as we know, so that one will be happening next week. If you want to go back and check out my previous videos on the lad, I was in Munich, of course, last week, and I spoke to lots of people, German football experts, German football fans, and they all loved him. No one had a bad word to say, and I must say, I asked all of them, what's a negative? And none of them gave me a good enough answer. Some of them maybe pointed to the fact that he may find it hard to bed into the English league. I'm not buying that. Some of them said maybe he'll have injury problems, but you can literally say that about any footballer in the world, so I'm not buying that either. Obviously, he could have injuries, but 5-year deal is what we're anticipating. I think that this is going to be a signing that takes Liverpool from Premier League winners to maybe building a little bit of a dynasty under Slot. They don't want to make this a one-off, they want to make it a proper era of Liverpool, and I think that Wirtz can be the poster boy for that. Mo Salah obviously signed his 2-year deal, Virgil van Dijk the same, but I think Wirtz is now going to be the next, building the next generation of Liverpool, and this is a really good signing, especially when you factor in the fact that he was almost certain to be going to Bayern Munich this time last month. And then there was all the talk about him flying in for talks with Man City. Well, he had talks with Pep Guardiola, he had talks with Vincent Kompany in Bayern Munich, and he had talks with Arne Slot in Liverpool. Which one did he choose? He chose Liverpool. And that is a statement and a half in itself. This is such a good piece of business for Liverpool. And obviously people will balk at the transfer fee. Obviously people will say, oh, Liverpool spending all this money. Obviously people will say, well, you know, is he actually that good? Well, the question to all of them is, ask it again in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years time. It's the same as what I said 2 weeks ago. Everyone criticised Kevin De Bruyne when he came back to the Premier League from the Bundesliga. When he left, no one was talking about the price tag because he was so revolutionary for City and Pep Guardiola. I think Wirtz will have the same or a similar impact on Liverpool. He can take them from a world-class team to a truly elite level team. And I just think all the character references I've had from him or about him are absolutely brilliant. All the clips I've watched of him, absolutely brilliant. All the games I've watched, absolutely brilliant player. Such a technically gifted footballer. It's going to be a pleasure to watch him play for Liverpool every week. It's going to be a pleasure to cover him. I'm not at that Preston game because I'm on a stag do that weekend, I think. But looking forward to seeing him on that pre-season tour of Hong Kong. Maybe I'll ask him, are you excited for Liverpool, Florian? And maybe he will give me more than the nod that he gave me last week. But honestly, what a player. He's known for a while that he's coming to Liverpool. In fact, I was told the other day that he's been messaging people on Instagram saying it was a done deal. It wasn't quite a done deal, as I said in my last video, but it was nearly there. It's now done. And Liverpool fans, it's Friday night. Why don't you go and enjoy yourselves? Because Florian Wirtz is soon going to be a Liverpool player. Quick video, as I said, just wanted to talk about that. What am I going to talk about now? Because since I've made this channel, all I've talked about is Florian Wirtz, but it's just, I just think it's a brilliant signing. And I would say, I don't think Liverpool are done yet this summer. I think they've still got designs on signing number 9. So who knows, maybe a defender too. But maybe that's a question for another video. This one is all about Florian Wirtz and how the deal is finally done. So enjoy your weekends all. I'll be back with another video very shortly. I'm going to have to find something else to talk about other than Florian Wirtz. But it's been a pleasure to cover this saga, and I'm very glad that it's over because it's been stressing me out. I've been seeing Barry back seats in my window. That's how much it's been stressing me out. but I'm going to go out now. I'm going to have a cold pint of beer, maybe a German beer, who knows. And the saga's beyond us. Milos Kerkez maybe next week, but have a good weekend all.